Is Japanese hard? Can I learn Japanese? Let's find out. Japanese is famous for being one of the most difficult languages in the world. So Japanese has several different writing systems from kanji to hiragana, katakana, as well as the Western alphabet, or in Japanese, known as romaji. Out of all those writing systems, kanji is the most difficult. For everyday use, you need 2,000 plus kanji just to be able to read a newspaper. Compare that to the 26 uppercase and lowercase letters we have in the English language, and you'd think you've got your hands full. I'm here to say that no, Japanese isn't a difficult language. Here are my 3 reasons why. Number 1, time. In Japanese schools, students start learning kanji from 1st grade of elementary school and don't finish until high school. This is due to the fact that there are just so many kanji. I mean, come on, 2,000 plus kanji. That's so many. While it's a high number, I'm going to say it's not difficult. I know many will disagree with me on that point, but if you can play a game and remember 700 Pokemon or something like that, then let's face it, you can learn 2,000 different pictures. Think about how many different objects and things you know in your life right now. Try and link a word to that, try and link 1 word or 2 words. It's just the same for kanji. They're basically small pictograms showing you different words, which actually makes it easier in some cases. If you can't understand the meaning of a word in England, sometimes you might have to look up that word. But in Japanese, quite often you'll know the meaning of 1 or 3 or even 5 of the kanji in the word, which means you can just understand the meaning right away. If you want to learn Japanese, it's going to take you lots of time. You can't just study 1 time a week, or else you might be studying for at least 10 years just to become good. Around my full-time work, I study for about 2 hours a day. And not only then, when I'm commuting, I can see many different things on my way home. So I can read kanji, I can read grammar, I can hear conversations, which brings me on to my second point. Location. If you live in Japan, Japanese is so much easier to learn. It's written everywhere, on signs, in trains. They have the Japanese followed by the English on trains and in popular tourist locations. It makes it so easy to learn. On TV, because there's so many meanings for different words and different sounds, normally everything is subtitled. Especially if it happens to be a variety show or the news. So from these topics you can easily pick up key kanji, keywords, and take in the grammar much easier. Living in Japan means you can have conversations with people. It means you can watch Japanese TV. It means you can go to Japanese places. It means you have access to a whole variety of bookstores and libraries. It's really so much easier learning Japanese in Japan than it is in other countries. When I was back in England and I was trying to study for Japanese, I'd lose the enthusiasm quite often because I wouldn't really have a chance to use it unless it was just by myself. But now I'm living in Japan, I can just speak with so many people and it's just great. It makes it a whole lot easier. Also related to number 2, money. It's quite obvious in saying that having lots of money will help you do anything, but it especially counts for Japanese. If you live in your home country, or if you live in a country that isn't Japan, then you can pay for Japanese lessons, and I don't know how good they will be, but you will definitely learn Japanese by paying for the lessons. If you live in Japan, if you have enough money to live in Japan and come over, then you can live here, use that money to buy really great books. There's so many dedicated books that you can find in Japan for studying Japanese that you can't find outside of Japan unless you go through an expensive import-export shop. So having lots of money will help you out so much. Just a word of advice, if you happen to be one of those people who will put off studying something to do something else that they find is more interesting, then Japanese isn't the language for you. You need to have a lot of interest in this language if you're going to learn everything, especially because of the amount of time it takes to learn everything. If you lose interest after learning hiragana and katakana, then you're going to have no luck learning the rest of Japanese. Of course, you can just learn to speak the language by living here, but if you want to learn how to read and write as well, then you are going to need to invest some time in it. If you feel happy dedicating a lot of time to learning Japanese quickly, then you can do it fast. I'd say if you dedicated at least 1 or 2 hours a day studying while in Japan, you will probably attain native level after about 4 or 5 years. Again, you wouldn't be as great as native Japanese people at speaking Japanese, but your level would definitely be accepted as high. So that's it. They are my reasons why I think Japanese is not difficult and why I think you can learn it. So, if you think I've been talking nonsense, then feel free to write in the comments. If you agree with what I say, or you've got any other tips and advice for learning Japanese, then please write them down in the comments below and share them for everyone to see. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much, new subscribers, for joining. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button right at the bottom right now. That's it for now. Kanji now. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.